We are days away from launching GaryVee's Clouds and Dirt, and I would say next week is going to be the clouds. This week is definitely the dirt. We are hustling, we are trying to finish everything. There's tons of assets we're pulling together. We've gifted 2,000 influencers, so there's a lot going on. And so I say, like, we're seriously in the dirt. I'm like real dirty right now, and just really trying to get ready for this launch next week with GaryVee for the Clouds and Dirt. It's the 03. I mean, this is his third sneaker with K-Swiss. It's super exciting. There's been so much anticipation for this day, and July 16th is right around the corner. For K-Swiss, we have this positioning of entrepreneurship, and if you even go on Instagram, it says to inspire and outfit the next generation of entrepreneurs. And that was before we even met GaryVee. GaryVee was a byproduct of us kind of creating this brand mission. Being here and working with GaryVee and going to the events and looking at social media and watching people be so inspired by it, I think it's probably some of the best marketing and work that I've done, because, you know, it's one thing to like not just sell out something, but if you sell it out and also just inspire people to want to be their best self. I mean, how many times can you say that the people who are coming up to Gary and buying the shoes, they're saying, Gary, like, you changed my life. You made me want to start my business. You made me, you know, quit my job and realize that I have potential to be something better than I thought I could be. You know, we represent the young entrepreneur. We represent the hardworking people. We represent this new generation of people who know that there's money to be made, and you can make it on social media, you can make it through creating your own business, and you don't have to do things the traditional way. And I think Gary is the perfect voice for that, and Clouds and Dirt is a perfect product to represent, you know, this idea of, hey, I can do things my way. You know, look at me. Like, I mean, I got this like crazy hair and stuff, and I mean, I'm able to be the head of marketing at K-Swiss. Like, what in the world is happening? You know, and in a different day, a lot of that wouldn't be possible. You know, like a man of color with a big ponytail, you know, the head of marketing at K-Swiss. Like, what is this really happening? But, you know, I think we're trying to break down barriers, and we want to show different faces, and we want to give people opportunities. And I think we want to inspire people to realize that no matter where you are, I'm from Kentucky. So, you know, shout out to Kentucky, but now I'm in California and I work for, you know, a global sneaker brand, and I'm able to work with GaryVee. Like, who could have ever even imagined that? Like, last week I gifted Beyonce and she wore the shoes. So if you kind of think of just like even where I've come from as a person, you know, in my journey, like, wow, it's kind of like impressive to think like, you know, this guy from Kentucky who my dad hadn't gone only as far as his car can drive him. You know, I think so many of us have stories similar to GaryVee, and K-Swiss is just trying to represent that and trying to really tell people stories and just trying to be something real. Hi, okay, where are we taping? Can I sit here? Yeah, only because it's my better side. Thank you. We need all of this for Clouds and Dirt. Clouds and mother and dirt. Well, and the launch is Monday at 9 a.m. So we made it so it's like right on time, so everyone will be here. So I don't know, are you ready for the website to be popping? Because I mean, I know last time we talked to Bob and they said the site will 100% not crash, and they promised that they would take us to dinner if it crashed.
Oh, really?
And it crashed at 12:01.
We never got that dinner.
We never got dinner, so.
Was this on the old platform?
It was on the old platform.
Okay, yeah, we should be fine.
Okay.
We should be fine.
So you're.
I'm not guaranteeing you anything.
You can't promise?
I'm thinking it's gonna be okay.
Okay.
All right, so jumping into the GaryVee 003 on the Classic 88 knit. By knit being the very first of its time, whereas the Classic 88 has always been a classic white leather shoe. And today we bring you some slight innovation here with a lighter weight rubber compound and an entirely new knit upper.
First look, I like the fact that we used the classic shoe to do the GaryVee, and I like that each one of them is different with the dirt and the clouds.
So then on the inside, on the back of the tongue, we'll be able to reveal the little hidden message, just to remind you, clouds and dirt.
The Classic 88 is probably one of my favorite shoes to wear because it's super comfortable. The leather is like really nice. It doesn't take a lot to like wear it in because it feels like it already kind of is. And the insole is really comfortable. So if this is anything like that, then our customers are going to be really happy.
Yeah, so I love everything about it. There's the quote and everything, but I think my favorite is definitely the insole. You got one side's the dirt, the other one's the clouds. Like, it's all the minor details.
So you have clouds and dirt, all on a sock liner printed on top of an EVA flip bed for extra comfort.
I would say the clear outsole with the script on it, the grind, the work, the hustle. I love clear outsoles, but I also think when you add like an element to the bottom through the see-through sole, kind of gives it a little pop. You don't really see the bottom of the shoe, but it definitely stands out.
You have an actual message from Gary in his handwriting. So the clouds, the mission, the motive, the macro. The dirt, the work, the grind, the hustle. It's a little personalized, handwritten message from Gary to you.
You gotta put the work in if you want to reach for the sky. And once you get up there, to remember to stay humble and to stay grounded.
I think it's interesting. You gotta have that balance, right? If you have too much aspiration and you don't do anything, you're not gonna get there. If you do too much maybe on the dirt side of things, you know, the practical side, and you don't have the aspiration, you're not gonna get anywhere either.
A lot of people do operate too much in the middle. You know, even myself in my day-to-day, I get stuck too much in like what I'm working on versus thinking big picture and trying to figure out like how to execute and get your hands dirty and work in the dirt a little bit more.
Work hard, get dirty, like hustle, and you'll reach the top. And once you're up there, remember where you started from. And so I think just the meaning of the shoe is my favorite part, the clouds and dirt.
We got a lot going on. So I think Monday the shoes go live at 9 a.m., right? And then we have 2 campaign videos. We've seeded 2,000 people the shoes. There's a Clouds and Dirt song, which we just heard for the first time. It's kind of like a little trap, little situation. So if you want to cut the lights off and like turn up, you can do that a little bit. And then we have some events. So next Tuesday, Little Tokyo, Shoe Palace. We're doing a meet and greet with GaryVee from 10.
Everyone invited?
Everyone is invited, yeah, sure, come through.
Time?
10 to 12 at the Little Tokyo store. So it's good also just to see the store and to be able to see where we're living. Tuesday, the 17th.
Yep.
We're kind of anxious and excited and just really having to double, triple check. There's so many things that people just can't even imagine that goes into a launch. And it's like, okay, are the shoes gonna be at the retailers on time? You know, is the e-com site gonna be live? The campaign images going out. So, you know, I think there's so many different components to a rollout like this, but you know, that's the job, right? Is trying to like keep it clear and remember everything that's happening and make sure that everyone's on track. And you know, it's definitely not an easy one, but but when we're in the clouds next week, because we will be in the clouds, I'll be able to celebrate. I'll have a cocktail. I'll be able to kind of like loosen up at the party. But now everything is super tight. I'm trying to have fun while I'm doing this, but you know, we don't want to disappoint. So I think if you're a Gary fan, you know, it's very connected to what Gary believes in, Clouds and Dirt. If you're not a Gary fan, it's just a rad looking shoe.